invited here for lunch today. I thought it was at 12. I'm sorry if I was late. But you know, I was down there with the Senate Bill 5 stuff. You know, they had me as the ranking member of insurance, so basically fighting Kasich in the majority for the month period that they gave us to try to explain how unfair and unreasonable this whole thing was. So they pushed everything through in 3 weeks or a month, changed the 27-year-old law that has done so much for so many people. And now, so we're sitting with the referendum, and I think that everything's going well. I think that the problem was never going to be the signatures. It's just getting people out to vote. And with folks like you that are actually doing this every day, it's important to get out there and explain to people what you do. I know sometimes you don't like to talk about how much you make. It's not in a casual conversation, but it's important because you guys earn what you make. And it's unfair. I mean, the Mahoney County guys, the new guys get $13 an hour to watch inmates. I mean, it's unbelievable to expect that we're going to have safe prisons and we're going to have safety in our communities if we're not going to pay people a realistic wage that they can earn a living and pay their bills and go out to dinner once in a while with their spouse. I mean, if we're not going to allow this in the state, then how the hell are we going to have any safety at all? And that's kind of the key, I think, is, you know, the police, the fire, the prison guards. I think that it's important for all of you to really get out there and not all the rah-rah, kill the bill stuff. That stuff's great, but getting out and actually talking to your friends and neighbors and people that don't live in Youngstown and Warren and Mahoney County and explaining to them what this is going to do to you and your future and your kids. And I mean, I think that's the key to all of this. You know, I don't think that Kasich and the majority really understand or cared to learn about how you're paid and the benefits that you receive. They're just saying, well, we're going to make it merit-based pay. Well, how are you going to make it merit-based pay in the job that you do? I don't understand how you're going to do that without having all the horrible things that come into it with that, is the bribery and the just the favoritism that can happen in that kind of situation. And it's not. And when I asked that question, I'll never forget. I asked Senator Jones, you know, how are you going to deal with you know, all the favoritism that can come with this merit-based pay in the prisons? And she said, that won't happen. People don't do that. And I said, are you kidding me? I said, is that really your answer? So, I think if we all work as a team and we stay together, we're going to continue to move and have momentum here. And I think that if we block this bill from ever becoming a law, it really sets the tone for the next 4 years. At least Kasich will know that he can't do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, because he's not doing what the people that elected him to do asked him to do in that position. So at least we could stop him in his tracks a little bit. It won't totally stop him, but we could slow him down. So thank you for the opportunity today. If anybody wants to talk afterwards, I'm always here, and my office is in Austintown. I'm there Monday, Thursday, and Friday of every weekend, Columbus, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Go ahead.
Well, that's good because I'm an Austintown resident.
Go ahead.
But one of the things I mentioned earlier is our Representative Bob Hagan, or Senator Bob Hagan, has, at least on my email, has talked about creating recall rights for the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
What do you know of those efforts?
I mean, it's a good idea, but it's not going to happen. There's 23 Republicans and 10 Democrats in the Senate, and there's 59 Republicans and 40 Democrats in the House. And Kasich's the governor, so do you think Kasich's going to sign a bill that's going to say to recall elected officials?
But I thought this would have been a constitutional issue.
As far as I know, I don't believe you can do it through the. What do you mean, through the signatures and do it that way?
It's pretty much like a referendum, but just demanding the citizens to go in and I think similar to when we created the casinos. When casinos done, it was done under a constitutional issue. And I'm wondering, why wouldn't a petition strong enough be for that to will the state of Ohio to earn? And that's what I was asking you. I mean, you're up there, you're in Columbus. you're seeing those people, and actually you're in the Senate, so you're seeing those people, and if we have one elected official that's going out in Columbus, Bob Hagan is talking about creating recall rights through our Constitution. I'm just wondering if all the Democrats are involved in that, or have some knowledge of it and can get on the board with it.
Yeah, I mean, I would be in favor of it. I mean, but I don't understand. I guess we'd have to figure out which way you're going to go. Now, when you have a referendum campaign, as all of you know, you got to have a lot of money to do that. So there's got to be a driving force and a full campaign in order to do something like that. And I think that, you know, with what we have going on right now, I think we should probably take one step at a time with it and try to get this accomplished.
And that was that was what I said before. We're sitting there and said the referendum is actually a defensive thing. We're sitting back on defense on our heels.
Right.
But if we swing a little bit, and that's what I appreciate about Representative Hagan's attempt to get recall rights, and I'm wondering if all the Democrats got a little bit. If you're doing it as independent action, granted, you're not going to get that done. But if the Democrats finally get together and well, I hate to say grow a backbone, but get together and say this is what we want to create, and do that, and push that forward, and by virtue that you don't know or haven't really heard about it, that means you've been out of the loop in the Democratic Party. I don't know. I mean, the thing about it is we got to get a little bit offensive. If we can start swinging back, put them on their heels a little bit, and I'm thinking that recall effort would be a total good thing, because first of all, it'd be a constitutional issue. They could never turn it back. Secondly, they would know that it's after them, because right now, being on the defense, we sit on the defense. Koch brothers send in more money. What's his name? The ex-congressman from Texas and his group sends in more money. We're still on the defense. And I guess that's what they're hoping, is to deplete whatever our union could put up out of money until they get what they want to.
Well, it makes sense, and I'll give you a card when we leave, and then we can talk about it.
Like I say, I'm in Austin, so.
Well, you know, it's on Westchester, man. Just come over.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Are there any other questions? All right. Thank you.